Imagine a nation trembling in fear until God raises up a woman whose courage changes everything. Our story begins in the ancient lands of Israel. A time of turmoil and uncertainty gripped the people. For 20 long years they had suffered under the harsh rule of Jabin, the king of Canaan. His commander, Sisera, wielded an army of 900 iron chariots, a terrifying force that instilled fear and despair throughout the nation. The Israelites cried out to the Lord, and in their moment of deepest need, God raised up a leader unlike any they had known before. Her name was Deborah. She wasn't a king or a warrior in the traditional sense. She was a prophetess, a wife, and a judge in Israel. Her wisdom was so renowned that people from all over would travel to her home, nestled between Ramah and Bethel in the hill country of Ephraim. There, under a palm tree that came to be known as the Palm of Deborah, she would sit and dispense justice, settling disputes and speaking the word of God with clarity and authority. Imagine this scene. The warm Middle Eastern sun filtering through the palm fronds, dust motes dancing in the air as men and women gather seeking her counsel. She wasn't just a leader, she was a beacon of hope, a mother to Israel. One day, Deborah received a divine message. She sent for a man named Barak, son of Abinoam from Kedesh in Naphtali. When he arrived, her words were not her own, but a direct command from the Lord, the God of Israel. She said, "The Lord has commanded you. Go, take with you 10,000 men of Naphtali and Zebulun, and lead them up to Mount Tabor. I will lure Sisera, the commander of Jabin's army, with his chariots and his troops to the Kishon River, and give him into your hands." Barak, though a military man, was hesitant. The might of Sisera's iron chariots was legendary. Facing them on an open plain seemed like a suicide mission. He looked at Deborah and said, "If you go with me, I will go. But if you don't go with me, I won't go." He needed the assurance of God's presence, which he saw embodied in the prophetess. Deborah's response was firm and immediate. "Certainly I will go with you," she replied. But she also delivered a prophecy, a glimpse into how God's plan would unfold in an unexpected way. "But because of the course you are taking, the honor will not be yours, for the Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman." With that, Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kedesh. The call to arms went out. 10,000 men from the tribes of Zebulun and Naphtali answered, gathering behind Barak and Deborah. They marched to the strategic high ground of Mount Tabor, a flat-topped mountain overlooking the vast Jezreel Valley. From this vantage point, they could see the entire expanse where the battle would take place. Word quickly reached Sisera that Barak and the Israelite army had assembled. Confident in his superior military technology, he mobilized his entire force, all 900 iron chariots, and the soldiers with him, and marched them from his base to the Kishon River, right into the valley below Mount Tabor. He intended to crush the Israelite foot soldiers on the open plain. It was the classic move of a powerful army, confident and, as it would turn out, completely oblivious to the real power at play. As Sisera's forces arranged themselves in the valley, a palpable tension filled the air. The Israelites on the mountain above could see the glint of iron, the dust kicked up by thousands of hooves and wheels. It must have been a daunting sight. But then Deborah turned to Barak. Her voice rang out with divine confidence, cutting through the fear. "Go. This is the day the Lord has given Sisera into your hands." Has not the Lord gone ahead of you? At her command, Barak led his 10,000 men charging down the slopes of Mount Tabor, and as they did, something miraculous happened. The sky, once clear, darkened with furious storm clouds. The heavens opened up, and a torrential downpour began. The Kishon River, normally a gentle stream, swelled into a raging torrent, overflowing its banks and turning the entire valley floor into a sea of mud. Sisera's greatest strength, his iron chariots, instantly became his greatest weakness. The heavy wheels sank deep into the mire, immobilizing the entire fleet. Horses panicked, soldiers floundered, and the entire Canaanite army was thrown into complete chaos. The Lord had routed Sisera and all his chariots and army before Barak. The Israelites, light on their feet, descended upon the trapped and confused army, and the victory was absolute. Sisera, seeing his army decimated, abandoned his chariot and fled on foot. He ran for his life, seeking refuge. He came to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite. The Kenites were at peace with King Jabin, so Sisera believed he would be safe there. Jael came out to meet him. "Come, my lord," she said, "come right in. Don't be afraid." So he entered her tent, and she covered him with a blanket. Exhausted and thirsty, he asked for water. Jael went a step further. She opened a skin of milk, gave him a drink, and covered him up again. She showed him hospitality, lulling him into a false sense of security. "Stand in the doorway of the tent," he told her. "If anyone comes and asks you, 'Is anyone here?' say no." He then fell into a deep, exhausted sleep. This is where the story takes its most dramatic turn. While the mighty commanders slept, Jael, a woman of the household, acted with stunning courage. She quietly took a tent peg in one hand and a hammer in the other. Approaching the sleeping Sisera, she positioned the sharp point of the peg against his temple. With decisive, powerful blows, she drove the peg through his temple and into the ground, ending the threat of Israel's oppressor once and for all. Shortly after, Barak arrived in pursuit of Sisera. Jael went out to meet him. "Come," she said, "I will show you the man you're looking for." He followed her into the tent, and there lay Sisera, dead, with the tent pegged through his temple. Deborah's prophecy had been fulfilled. The honor had not gone to Barak, but to a woman. The Lord had delivered Sisera into the hands of Jael. On that day, God subdued Jabin, the Canaanite king, before the Israelites. The hand of the Israelites pressed harder and harder against him until they destroyed him completely. The 20-year reign of terror was over. The land was finally at peace. And in the aftermath of this incredible victory, Deborah and Barak sang a song to the Lord, a powerful and beautiful poem that has been preserved for thousands of years in the book of Judges. It's known as the Song of Deborah. It celebrates God's mighty intervention, the crashing storm, the routing of the enemy. It praises the tribes who answered the call and critiques those who stayed behind. And it gives special honor to Jael, calling her most blessed of women. The song concludes with a powerful declaration. "So may all your enemies perish, Lord, but may all who love you be like the sun when it rises in its strength." Following this great victory, the land had peace for 40 years. The story of Deborah is a timeless testament to faith, courage, and leadership in unexpected forms. It shows that God can use anyone, regardless of their status or gender, to accomplish his divine purposes. A prophetess, a judge, a military leader, and a homemaker all played crucial roles in one of Israel's greatest triumphs. It's a powerful reminder that when we listen to God's call and act with courage, even the most insurmountable obstacles can be overcome. Thank you for joining us on this journey back in time to explore the incredible story of Deborah. If you found this story as inspiring as we do, please like this video, subscribe to our channel for more stories from the Bible, and share it with someone who might need a dose of courage today. Until next time, may you be like the sun when it rises in its strength,